I want a little bit more reviewers to be more educated. They should know a little bit filmmaking so that they can judge properly. He is talking about the themes. Most of the Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Srinath. I'm a filmmaker. I write screenplays, stories, and I direct. I handle some of the departments in film, especially cinematography. I know a little bit more about cinematography, so I can understand that. I don't want to say टीज़र एंड ट्रेलर्स आर जस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन जो लोगों को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए. इट्स अ मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी, प्योर एंड प्योर मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी. थोड़ा बहुत अपना प्रोडक्ट दिखा के देन दे आर आस्किंग ऑडियंस टू कम एंड वॉच द फिल्म इन द थिएटर्स. It's as simple as that. उसमें most of the times it is just loaded with information. I think Tried and Refused production might have been giving little bit better information than any other person, but I don't think I need not to watch. I just want to watch reviews.
If you told me that the year is 2018 and an Ayushmann Khurrana movie is about to release and there is little buzz around it, I would think that you are simply lying. So much was the power and hype around an Ayushmann movie as it represented content that created a niche for itself outside the tried and tested commercial formula. You had a boy playing ordinary characters from small towns dealing with universal problems with a pitch and style of comedy that everyone found refreshing, as content has clearly segregated between those that offer escapism and those that provide a commentary on our society today between theatres and online platforms respectively. Ayushmann's audience also has clearly shifted from expecting the same pitch of films in the comfort of their own home. Dr. G, directed by Anubhuti Kashyap, releases during a similar climate. The movie focuses on Dr. Uday Gupta, a postgraduate student who is pursuing his medical degree in Bhopal and due to his rank finds himself in the gynecology department rather than his much preferred orthopedic wing. His struggles in dealing with the taboo that exists with male gynecologists, the sex ratio in classes for the same, and many themes that explore the social fabric of this country, specifically what plagues men, women, and especially couples when it comes to the treatment towards conceiving a child. The film is the first A-rated Ayushmann Khurrana movie, and after watching it, I have to tell you how disappointed I am not of the quality of the movie, but the fact that it restricts its reach by getting an A certificate and exploring themes that many above the age of 16 should be educated about. Getting right into it, here is me telling you the good and bad aspects of Dr. G so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it in theatres or not. Compelling themes without being preachy. One of the biggest criticisms that Ayushmann Khurrana movies have is that they take a preachy tone with its ultimate message. A hurdle that is something majority of the population deals with in this country is experienced by a principal character, and with a simplistic speech one offers a solution to a rather complex topic. Refreshingly, Ayushmann in Dr. G does not take up the role of a male savior with a solution in this film but undergoes an internal change through his experiences. We see an Uday who is restrictive in his ability to deal and talk to women about basic issues. He's sexist in most of his thought processes when it comes to gender equality and surrounds himself with regressive-minded people, and we see his evolution of understanding empathy and where people are coming from irrespective of their gender. He is the underdog in this film who does do heroic things but will never make us feel as if he has all the answers, just an individual learning his life and its ways through several googlies towards him. You have important themes being explored in this film that come as a refreshing change in commercial Hindi cinema being brought up in regular vocabulary. You have the anatomy being discussed with sensitivity, the case of pregnancy and several complications that come with it, basic sex education and the importance of consultancy that couples should seek for, the case of grooming and how terribly uneducated most Indians are about the same, the concept of pro-choice and the importance of being educated about the same. These are brought up organically in the screenplay, and I have to commend the story writers Saurabh Bhagat and Vishal Wagh that brought the same in a palatable way in the forefront. Forgettable music and romantic subplot. Another case of the romantic subplot just not contributing anything to the screenplay of the film continues. There is an attempt in this film to create an organic romantic relationship between Ayushmann and Rakulpreet Singh, a relationship that transforms from a senior-junior dynamic to one of genuine admiration for one another. This is assisted by a random work trip and a romantic song titled Har Jagah Tu that lends no impact for you to root for this union. While one is still appreciative of the message that the makers are going for with their dynamic in the climax, it only halts the proceedings of Uday understanding that there is no shame in any medical practice, irrespective of the department. While his individual journey, his dynamic with his mother Shiba Chadda and mentor Shefali Shah could have been explored way more, one gets the generic romantic storyline that comes in and out where more interesting facets could have been expanded upon. This might be an unpopular opinion, and I mean this with all due respect, but I never really have remembered Rakulpreet and her characters, and her portrayal of Dr. Fatima becomes just another part of her filmography rather than something people will remember for the ages. Much like this film also. Brilliant supporting cast and moments. There are some brilliant performances in this movie by the supporting cast, barring the female students in the gynecology department that just check off boxes of every stereotype you can think of. You have the girl with a Tamil accent, her name being the acronym KLPD, and during a serious medical investigation raving about Rajnikant also. You've got the standard bully that pales in comparison to the hilarious ragging stories we've seen in Hindi cinema, and finally peers and relationships that one would hold dear to them, not really having an emotional depth. However, I have to say that Uday's friend, who mostly roams around shirtless, and the hilarious Shiba Chadda are the only ones that contribute to some genuinely funny moments in this film. Whether it be the female touch, the need to get into the dating game for the mother, or a Bluetooth speaker that just doesn't turn off. These moments, and especially a late Latif guard, will have you in splits. It's however Shefali Shah and her calming presence as the mentor of the group that lends a semblance and authenticity to this film. It's as if she brings a sense of reality to the comedic pitch of this movie, just looking on, having little to say yet saying so much with her eyes. A stickler for rules but who acknowledges real talent, no wonder everyone raves about Shefali Shah. Sloppy subplot and climax. In the process of focusing on so many themes, the movie does lose out on its ultimate impact like many of Ayushmann Khurrana films with the advent of the second half and climax. You've got a case of grooming that is dealt with sensitivity but takes the shape of becoming haphazard with too many players rushed far too much, not really staying with you as this film with its brief running time of 2 hours and 4 minutes shapes up as a good film but not a great one. My biggest gripe with many of Ayushmann's films, there are so many moments that could have emotionally broken you, and this is especially true for women who have undergone several of these personal roadblocks themselves. But the movie is in a rush to move on to the next scene, especially clear in an interval block that was such a lost opportunity in capturing a moment that truly should have emotionally tugged at your heartstrings and should have been a transformative experience for Uday, making you as a film fan understand the potential of the film, and that's what truly breaks your heart, or what could have been versus what is. Many people talk about how Ayushmann put himself out there with a risky project like Anek, and there were no takers for it, but I'll actually argue that Anek shaped up to be more of the same preaching sensibilities rather than an engaging action film. When Ayushmann has changed it up in the past with movies like Andhadhun and Article 15, the masses have resonated with his choices, and while I do appreciate his method of educating the audience with his type of films, I think a much needed change is required, as what was once a novelty truly has become routine. And that was a video, guys.
He is talking about the themes. Most of the times these themes are most of the times, not always, most of the times, I'm just clarifying it, because whenever the story is written on the internal struggle, like जो internal conflict रहता है, this movie is where he is spoilers, where he wants orthopedic we want to become an orthopedic doctor, but he gets gynecology department where he struggles, where he asks other people to please change because this is more about girly subject, so girls should do that. But this movie proves that he is wrong. Even a man, male doctor can also take that gynecology job, and this film often has themes which are हमें सोचने में डाल देते हैं क्यों ऐसा होना चाहिए, क्यों ऐसा. For that one, kudos to the writers because they have done a brilliant job in making the audience to think. As far as entertainment is concerned, thoda kami ho gaya, just like he said, and whatever he has said, everything is absolutely true, and there is nothing need not to be judged on that one. And Tried and Refused Productions, I think you are doing good work. Please keep doing that, and I give a thumbs up as a. Apart from that, there is no other thing, and I have seen some other videos of Tried and Refused Productions, so I don't have any complaints over that. But I want a little bit more reviewers to be more educated. They should know a little bit filmmaking so that they can judge properly. And so far I have seen many of them doesn't have a proper filming knowledge. बिकॉज वो लोग स्क्रीन प्ले को रॉन्ग तरीके से समझते हैं एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंस को रॉन्ग तरीके से जज करते हैं. सी देर इज़ सो मैनी थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग, सो मैनी टेक्नीशियंस आर होते हैं उस जगह पर. कभी कभी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़ता है बिकॉज ऑफ द बजट रीजन्स. मैनी थिंग्स एवरी डायरेक्टर, एवरी आर्टिस्ट एंड एवरी टेक्नीशियन, दे वांट देयर वर्क टू बी टॉप नॉच, बट कई बार क्यों गलतियाँ होते हैं बोल तो लैक ऑफ नॉलेज, लैक ऑफ फंड्स, इनएक्सपीरियंस, ऐसे बहुत सारे चीज़ होते हैं. एंड ए रिव्यूअर whenever they point out very constructive criticism होता है, that will be really helpful for filmmakers. But I have seen other reviewers where उनको just यूं ही दे देते रहते हैं. I don't know what is the reason behind their judgment. Diksha Sharma is bad, पलट तेरा ध्यान is okay, Tried and Refused Productions is really good, and let's see. मैं और थोड़े लोगों को देखना चाहता हूँ, and I'll go for Sucharita Tyagi. what I because I know Sucharita Tyagi, I don't want to do for this film. I'll do.
बैड एक्टिंग नहीं है, ये बैड राइटिंग है.
उसी वजह से क्या होता है, दिस अदर कैरेक्टर्स फील डम एंड